So let's move on to the next level, slide design. So alignment and distribution gives your objects a basic order. But even after you have perfectly aligned and distributed everything, your slide can still look cramped, especially when you have a lot of information. This is when you need to zoom out and look at the overall structure of the slide, which leads us to the next level, building the slide layout. After you have aligned and distributed the items, you need to place them properly on the slide. And there are two rules I want you to remember. Rule number 1, proximity. The principle of proximity is to ensure related design elements are placed close to each other. Any less related items should be spaced apart. So the rule of proximity is, first, the more relevant, the closer. The second rule is, of course, the less relevant, the farther apart. When you put things apart, the distance between them becomes white space, which is as crucial to enhance readability. Take this page that we just made as an example. Here you can see, although the text itself has a good hierarchy, with heading being the biggest and bolded, subtitles smaller, body the smallest, since they are stuck together, it is quite difficult to read. But in this case, when everything is spaced apart, they look very loose and you can't tell the relationship between the objects. But after adjusting for proximity, it looks much better, right? So let's try to quantify the relationship. Header and subtitle are like husband and wife. They supplement each other and therefore are always close to each other. The body is the son. There's a healthy closeness with the parents, but isn't as close. The supporting figures are like friends. They helped you out, but keep a safe distance. So proximity is an invisible force behind all the elements on your slide, which holds everything together while maintaining a healthy distribution of distances. The result is a proper cluster of content, with abundant white space in between to create a pleasing layout. So let's see another example. This slide is honestly not badly done, but there's almost no proximity considered. The distance between all elements is almost the same, so it looks a bit cramped. Let's look at this example. The proximity is much more obvious. There's a lot of space between the remark and the heading, abundant space between heading and the content, and the least space between description and the pie charts. There are also a lot of white space all around, which makes this slide a lot better than the previous one. In this example, the content is quite nicely spaced. There's abundant space between heading and the body, half the space between body and data, and there's a close proximity between the data. As for this slide, it is quite text-heavy. However, it doesn't feel very busy, but very organized and clear instead. This is because it has a good proximity. There's a rich distance between the heading and the body, less but still abundant distance between this part and the subpoints. There's an even less distance between the subpoints and the least distance between the subheading and the detail. So with proximity, you can make a busy slide look clean and easy to understand. Note that I have used these bars to visualize the distance for you. When it comes to actual design, you don't need to count the bars like I did, but I want you to remember and always apply proximity. So, this is proximity. The more relevant, the closer, and the less relevant, the farther apart. To be more specific, remember these action steps. First, title and body always stay apart. Second, body items stay closer to each other but with a safe distance. And third, leave abundant white space no matter how much content you have. So remember, after aligning and distributing the items, place them strategically using the rule of proximity.